It's Wednesday, the 27th of August, and boy, does it feel like September. Upper 30s across the UP of Michigan, even Gaylord down to 39 this morning. Temperatures in the early morning hours are quite cool across a lot of this area, even down into the central part of Indiana and Ohio down to the mid-40s. Buffalo feeling a little bit of the influence of Lake Erie here into the mid-50s, but get away from the water. Jamestown down to 47, but you get down here into northern Pennsylvania, Bradford, 38 degrees, so quite cool. And it's not just here across really the northern states. We're cool all the way down into Tennessee, Knoxville, that area here into parts of East Tennessee, up towards Crossville down to 50. Some 40s also popping up here into the mountains. Beckley 47, Elkins 43, even over to DC. We're feeling that cooler, drier air down into the 50s this morning and lower 50s at that. So a big difference with this type of setup that we're seeing across the country right now. A problem that I see again today is this monsoon moisture that's just going to continue to hang around out west. A lot of people will call a monsoon a heavy downpour, but it's actually a seasonal wind, and it's what we're seeing across the west as we get that warm air here across the continent. It's pulling in moisture from the south, from the Pacific, the Gulf of California. We've even pulled moisture out of parts of the southeast into Texas, into parts of the Four Corner states. We're going to continue to see more heavy rain across Nevada, and the rain will also pick up in other areas too, especially here from Colorado into Kansas, Missouri, and Arkansas as we head into tonight. So rain chances going up here, and there could be some flash flooding with the downpours. Cool air persists as we head through the week. Let's look at the long range. We're seeing that today. We'll see it again tomorrow, and we're going to see it again heading into Friday. There will be some warming across the Central Plains as we head toward Friday and Saturday, but this northwest flow will continue here into the northeast as we head into the weekend. Also, cooler temperatures, at least cooler than average, I think, all the way down into the southeast through the first part of the weekend. This upper low is going to cause some problems across the Pacific Northwest. We're going to keep the showers around. It will cool things down a little bit. Further to the north of this, quite warm across southern Alaska and also across parts of western Canada as we see this buckled type setup continue into early next week with another shot of cool air trying to work its way down into the central U.S. by Wednesday and Thursday. And hey, you talk about September coming in like fall. I mean, this fall setup is going to continue, I think, as we head into next week. So quite the weather setup here across the country. Severe storms today. Other than the west, there could be a few strong storms also here into parts of Kansas, Missouri, and Arkansas. Even though the Storm Prediction Center doesn't have a marginal risk, it's there. Tomorrow, more storms across parts of Oklahoma, down into Louisiana, and by day 3, just general thunderstorms around. So there will be some severe storms, I think, across the west and some really heavy rain in my mind. We saw several flash flood warnings yesterday. Let's take a look closer to maybe where you live. We'll start off here across most of the east. Look at the trough really being shown here with your upper level height lines all the way into parts of the south. Surface high pressure sitting right over Illinois. There's your cool air continuing to filter into parts of the southeast. Calm conditions tonight will lead to more chilly temperatures as we head into early Thursday morning, a little bit further to the east. On the backside of this high, we're starting to see some moisture return. Temperatures will start to warm up a little bit. Rain chances also going up across Arkansas and into the Great Lakes as this front swings through. So rain chances increasing across Michigan, Indiana, Ohio, north into southern Ontario. We'll see the rain with this. Some thunderstorms possible too. Nothing crazy severe, I think, but there could be a few thunderstorms. And then as we head into Friday, we stay dry generally here across the Ohio Valley and the Mid-South. Rain chances increasing, though, across the Gulf Coast as we head toward Friday. That rain could be heavy at times. Drier conditions, though, to the north across North Mississippi, Georgia, Alabama, into South Carolina. Rain chances also increasing across parts of the Northeast where we could use some rain. It's getting a little dry. Not a lot of rain, though, as we head towards Saturday. But still, nonetheless, a few showers across the Northeast. And the dry conditions persist outside of maybe, as we get this cool air coming in, do you see a few lake effect rain showers as we head into Friday? Other than that, we start to dry out. Temperatures cool today. Tonight, again, dropping down into the 40s, especially into interior areas of the Appalachians, into the Northeast. I think you get into the 30s in some of these valleys. The cities are probably going to be closer to, the 50s. But back into the mountains, the Poconos, the Catskills, the Adirondacks, and those deep valleys where the winds back off, I think we get into the upper 30s again tonight. As we head into Friday morning, temperature is a little bit warmer, and then also afternoon highs starting to warm up some. But, for late August, I think you'll probably take mid-80s across Columbia versus 90s. Let's go west, and then we'll move our way back east a little bit slowly. Some heavy rain possible again today across parts of the Pacific Northwest into Oregon, Nevada, the Sierra Nevada, Northern California. These big pulse thunderstorms are also creating some strong downdrafts. That's what's caused all the dust that you've seen if you've seen across the Southwest. That will continue again, that risk again heading into the afternoon and evening. There's also going to be some really hot temperatures as this upper ridge persists across the Pacific Northwest. Moisture increases as we head into Thursday. This is an interesting look too, as we get some rare rain here, at least for this time of year, across parts of Southern California as tropical moisture moves north. Anytime you get rain in this area, you've got to be wary of any type of flash flooding. So rain chances going up again, and that increases too across the Four Corner states as we head into Friday and Saturday. And further north, rain chances all the way up into Montana, even into Wyoming. Temperatures today will be knocked back by the clouds, even Phoenix back into the 90s just because of more cloud cover. Tomorrow, we're starting to see some cooling conditions across at least the Pacific Northwest. Not as hot as it's been historically so far over the last couple of weeks, at least across a lot of the West. Overall, though, temperatures will start to warm up as we head into Friday. And here's a look a little bit further to the east. Rain chances starting to increase as we head through the day today across Kansas, Oklahoma, as this disturbance pushes east along our front. And then as we head into tonight, the rain chances really start to increase across parts of southern Nebraska, Kansas, stretching east along our front into parts of Arkansas and Missouri. Some decent rains possible with this. Rainfall rates hourly could get up to 2.5 inches per hour under some of the heavier bands of rain. So that is the flash flooding concern that we have heading into the next couple of days. And then your rain chances increase further south as we head into Friday across Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama. We've talked about that. And the rain continues across the far southwest. Temperatures here way below average, where you're going to see more clouds. Temperatures not getting out of the 60s and 70s in some areas. Rain-cooled air again tomorrow across Missouri and Arkansas. Some areas may be stuck in the 50s, but we're still hot south of our front into Texas, into the 90s. Cool fall conditions continue across a good chunk of the plains into parts of the Great Lakes, the upper Midwest, many of these areas up and down the Mississippi River Valley. Warmer temperatures, though, on Friday. We're back into the 80s for places like St. Louis, Memphis, even Nashville. Nashville may get very close to 90. We're starting to get almost arguably a little bit hot. And finally, we'll take a look at the tropics right now. National Hurricane Center has been watching this area. It continues to move east. The forecast is for that to continue. Otherwise, not a lot going on. And by the way, this is not moving into an environment that's really favorable for any kind of development, but we need to watch it. Also, anytime these fronts wash out here into parts of the Atlantic, back into the Gulf, this is the area you also have to keep an eye on for any type of development, tropical-wise, something that we'll continue to keep our eye on over the next couple of days. If you missed the winter weather outlook, we go over some of the things that we're starting to see across parts of the Pacific, the Arctic. We're even looking over into Siberia. Check it out. There's a lot of details packed in this video. I'll see you over there in just a moment.